was an article entitled "Commit Facebook Suicide."
Right.
Tell us about that.
Okay. So, I kind of missed the whole Facebook thing only by chance. I just had never really signed up. I knew all my friends were on it. And after I got married, at one point I found out that my wedding photos were on Facebook. And I had, I was starting to wonder, why are they on Facebook? Okay, there's one reason they're on Facebook is that my wife's friend put them up. But there's another reason they're on Facebook. They're on Facebook because Facebook encourages people to put their personal information on these websites. Now, why does Facebook do that? It's because Facebook is interested in something called demand generation. Okay, they're not interested in like Google demand fulfillment. They don't care like I want to buy this product. Where can I buy it? They're not interested in that. What they want is to convince you to use your friends to sell products. So basically, I buy something. Facebook wants my friends all to know that I bought that, so that all my friends want to buy that. Using this model of envy that we have, and so Facebook is essentially the commercialization of friendship. If friendship's no longer about hanging out with people that you enjoy, Facebook has turned into instead a profit-making enterprise where I'm subtly somehow advertising to my friends. This is the really tricky way that advertising is now. We hate advertising and commercials, but now they're turning us all into advertisers, where we all are trying to sell our friends' products.
Now, some would say it's a pretty cynical view, and that there's good in these things, like Facebook. Do you think there's good in things like that?
I mean, I think that they're, like Shane Hipps was saying, every technology has a downside. And, you see this with Paul Virilio, a philosopher, who says that every technology has an accident. And I think that, originally when these things start, they have a good intention. But I think that things like Facebook, there's a tremendous downside to them. And the fact is, the downside is that, my college friends, I'm not on Facebook, and it's very hard for me to keep in touch with them because everyone's on Facebook now. Mm-hmm. And I think that is really the question, is that where are these things leading us and being suspicious of them?
And what do you think it does? I mean, what do you think's happening with friendships of the people that you've seen as it relates to Facebook? Because I know we ask everybody who's coming here, 90% of them have a Facebook account. I think it was somewhere close to 45% update their status 3-4 times a day. Yeah. What do you think that's doing to the mental environment? I mean, what's it doing to people's brains, not from a neuroscience perspective, but maybe our perception of reality?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the New York Times recently reported that we spend about 8 hours a day looking at screens. Okay, so when we say, I think that one of the problems with technology is that we think that it's directly replacing something else. So Facebook is the next generation of friends. I don't think so. I think Facebook represents a different thing entirely. So we spend 8 hours a day looking at the screens, and this is the primary way we get information about our friends is through this screen. So, honestly, we can really say that our friend is the screen. It's not the actual person. And I think that, there's some books coming out. There's actually a really interesting book for people who want to look at the neuroscience aspect of this called iBrain, where the authors argue that, this time spent interacting with screens decreases our ability to do empathy, increases our ability to actually read people's physical, emotions and whatnot. So it leads to the fact where we're going to be really good at texting our friends via Facebook, but when we meet them in the bar, we might not even be able to understand socially what they're talking about,
Right. Well, talk about how